Let me ask y'all a question. Have you ever had a gun in your collection, either now or in the past, where it was good and you liked it, but you felt that it just needed just like a little bit of spice, like that little something extra that'll just put it over the top and take it to the next level? Well, I actually found something for my Glock 47 that just did that this past weekend at GunCon. So today on Armchair Operator Guns and Gear Reviews, we're going to take a look at the brand new Radian Afterburner and Ramjet for the Glock17/47 Gen 5. Let's get into it.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love.
What's going on, everybody? It's your big homie, the Armchair Operator, and welcome to today's program. Now, if you're new to the channel, thank you so much for taking the time to stop by. I hope you find this video information a little informative, maybe even a little entertaining. And if you're coming back to the channel, thank you so much for taking the time to come back. I hope you also find this video information informative and entertaining. Now, as you saw in the intro, we are going to take a look at the Radian Afterburner and Ramjet that was just released for the Glock17 Gen 5. This particular product is also compatible with both the Glock 47 and the Glock 49. Essentially, your full-size Glock 9mm handguns, and that's what this product is for. Most people are familiar with the Radian Ramjet for the Glock 19, and that's been out for a little while now for different iterations of the Glock 19. It is interesting because I've always wanted it for like the full-size Glock. Now, granted, I have a Glock 19, and I was kind of on the fence about getting it for the Glock 19, but I never really pulled the trigger on it. But last week, I was out at Brownells and I just said, you know what? Let me just take a look at this and see what it's hitting for. So I have a Glock 47, which is my full-size Glock, and I just figured I would grab that while it was relatively new, throw it in here and see how it runs, right? So this is the Ramjet as it's installed in the Glock 47. Now, y'all know I got to verify clear, right? So safety first always. So as you can see, that chamber is empty. The magazine is empty. And this particular gun is safe. And we are filming in a safe and controlled environment. There is no live ammunition anywhere in my review space. Now, on to the Ramjet. So if you're not familiar, essentially this is a replacement barrel with a compensator. And it's essentially just a drop-in part. So you will remove the factory Glock OEM barrel and you would put this in its place. Now, it actually comes with two pieces. You actually have the barrel, which is ported, and you also have the end piece right here, which is actually the compensator. Now, what's unique about this particular version of the Ramjet, as you can see, you got a little set screw right here. This tapered set, the set screw is tapered so that as you're installing the screw and the compensator onto the barrel, that taper actually helps to keep the comp in time with the barrel. And essentially all that really means is make sure that the ports are lined up and even with each other. Basically is what they mean by timing the compensator. So as you can see, it's pretty much everything is all nice and neat and lined up and ready to go. And I didn't really know what to expect when I first installed this particular product. You know, me, I'm usually skeptical about most things, and I have shot other people's handguns on the range who have Radian Ramjets installed, and it is a noticeable difference. But I didn't really get a chance to get my hands on it until now, and I gotta say, it's a damn fine product indeed. I took it to the range the first time out, and well, the results were pretty damn interesting. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut up now, and we're going to roll in some footage of me actually shooting this thing on the range, and I'm going to let the Ramjet speak for itself. All right, real quick update. I had to re-record this section of the video because I had a few technical difficulties with the finished product. But the Ramjet on the range, when I broke my first shot, it was a noticeable difference right off the hop. And one thing I can say for absolute certain is that the Ramjet makes it a lot easier to make those quick follow-up shots. And the reason is obvious. It keeps the gun very flat. Now, historically, I was never really a huge fan of Glocks, especially when I first started shooting handguns way back in the day. I was not a fan of Glocks at all. It actually took me a while to even buy my first Glock. And I just didn't like the recoil impulse. And frankly, I sucked with it. As I improved as a shooter, I started to get better with using the Glocks, and I eventually got my own. The point that I'm making here is that the Ramjet and Afterburner softens that recoil impulse up considerably. And like I said before, the only thing that I put in the Glock17 outside of the sights, of course, as far as modifications go, was just the Ramjet and the Afterburner. That's it. And this thing shoots flat as hell. The recoil impulse is very comfortable, and it's very easy to make those quick follow-up shots, even with a stock Glock trigger. And that's saying a lot. You know, a lot of people, that's one of the first things they change is that trigger. But honestly, for me, I think I'm going to keep the trigger stock and just run the Ramjet. I decided to put the target at the max 25-yard distance just to see how I would perform with the gun at the max distance. Now, I didn't expect bullseye shots or anything like that, but at least for me, it wasn't all that bad. The shots were on the target, they hit the paper, you know, basically they got the job done. And again, it makes it a lot easier to hit those shots, even downrange. So, I mean, all in all, my overall range experience with the Ramjet was a great one. I didn't have any issues or anything like that. No failures to feed, nothing. The gun just ran and ran and ran. So, you know, hey, it gets a pass from me. Now that we've gotten all of that out of the way, let's head on back to the review space and close this thing out. And we're back. So as you can see, the 47 with that Ramjet is just smooth and it's flat. It is noticeably softer than the stock, the Glock 47 in its stock configuration. And all in all, this thing, if you're looking for a worthwhile upgrade, I would definitely recommend looking into getting a Radian Ramjet, whether you're talking about for the Glock19 or the Glock17, whatever the case may be. It's worth it. Now, that being said, it is not a cheap upgrade. This particular product retails roughly $385, something like that, according to Brownell's websites in most places. So it's just under $400. But I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. Me personally, if you can afford the cost of entry, I would say definitely get it. So in closing, I 10 out of 10 recommend getting this particular Radian Ramjet and Afterburner. So with that, I'm going to end it there. Do you all have experience with the Radian Ramjet in either the Glock19 or the newer one in the Glock17 47 footprint? Let me know down in the comment section. Y'all, let's get this discussion popping. Do you like it? Would you recommend it? What's your experiences with it? All right. So as always, everybody, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I really do appreciate it. But I got to turn you loose. This is your big homie, the Armchair Operator, and I'm out, y'all. Peace.